Community are viewing this demolition as a way of healing, but families of two of the victims have concerns of how the demolition could impact the trial. News Channel 7's Hector Mendoza spoke to a legal expert about whether bringing down that house could impact the trial. Hector.
Well, the Gonzalez and the Coronado family put out a statement urging the Latah County prosecutors and the University of Idaho to stop the demolition of the house where their kids were murdered because they say the house is needed for basic evidentiary purposes.
Correct that the general rule for crime scenes of a complicated nature is that they should be maintained and preserved, usually through trial and sometimes all the way through appeals until the appeals are completed.
The Gonzalez and Coronado families fear without the house, key evidence could be lost.
You never know when some obscure and unique question is going to come up, and sometimes actual reference to the crime scene is important.
But former Attorney General David Leroy says this case is unique.
During the intervening months, they've removed furniture, they've boarded up the windows, they've done all kinds of things that have effectively significantly altered the structure.
To the point where the house isn't the same as it was at the time of the murders. In the statement put out by the families, they list specific reasons the house should stay standing, including vantage points of their surviving roommates. What could they see? If there's audio evidence, what could you hear standing outside the house? What could you hear inside the house? Leroy says the prosecution and defense can use what they've gathered from the house to answer those questions.
Both the prosecution and the defense have had several months to go back into the house. We have thousands of photographs. We have videos of the structure that will give the lines of sight, the spatial relations, the likely acoustics, et cetera, inside the house. And in this case, the prosecution has advised that the FBI is prepared to construct a model of the house, whether that's virtual or actual physical.
Leroy says even if the defense or the prosecution asked the judge to allow a jury to go back and view the inside or outside of the house, it wouldn't be granted because of alterations like moving the furniture out and boarding up the windows.
There's no possibility that the destruction will damage this trial.
Leroy also says he thinks the university made the right call.
And the last thing any of us need is a singular, horrific example still standing of a crime that we all wish to forget and put behind us.
Leroy says he knows the university is preparing to do some kind of memorial, whether it's a garden or a memorial structure. He says that would be more fitting than the gloomy building that was there. Joe?
All right, Hector Mendoza reporting for us tonight on the 6th. Thank you so much, Hector.